Okay, welcome to day 8 of how to make money with your Scentsy business. Just to recap, I am Jen Martins. I am a superstar director out of the beautiful Okanagan in British Columbia. So a lot of what I talk about is actually in Canadian, but just bear that in mind. I try to use the term PRV as often as possible. So yeah, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here and you're at day 8. If you have not already watched the previous days, I want to encourage you to start at the introduction and then go through days 1 through 7 to catch up to where we are today. Under each video, there is a description along with printables. So you want to make sure that you are following along, printing off the work that you need to do, and that will bring you to today. So I probably should have done that earlier on, but it kind of occurred to me today, like, have I been introducing myself? And anyways, let's get to today's video. I'm going to talk to you about a very simple way to keep your office organized, as well as how to effectively do follow-ups. If you have never done follow-ups before, but you have heard the term that the fortune is in the follow-up, don't worry, stick with me. I'm going to share with you what to do if you have never done a follow-up call before. It's okay. We're going to make new habits starting today. So to get started, let me share with you the 3 things that you need to have for your office. Now, this is 3 folders. I can take this on the go with me. I can, if we needed to be evacuated for some reason, as long as I have my 3 folders, I am good to go. So you don't need to have Post-it notes all over your office. If you want to be treating your business like a business, we need to start acting like a business owner. Okay, so no more Post-it notes all over the place. Let's get organized. Let's treat your business like a true business, and so that it will pay you like a true business. So the 3 folders, and they don't have to be fancy, you guys. I feel like a lot of times people get caught up in looking at something that I'm sharing and saying, well, I need to have 3 folders that are green with circles on them. No, you do not need polka dot folders for this to work. And if you are the type of person who feels like you need the things in order to do the job, I really want to challenge the story that you're telling yourself, because the shape or the design of the folders is not important. The point is that you're going to actually do work. Okay, so whether this looks like, now we're talking about, these are going to hold order forms. Okay, so as long as you have something big enough for an order form, let me go over here. Okay, look, I'm going to show you a really easy way to do this. So I have had a scrapbook paper. It's a 12 by 12. You can get this at the dollar store. Okay, what you can do is you can literally, so do not make excuses for why you don't have folders, or, oh, Jen, I can't do follow-ups, I don't have folders. I'm not using that excuse. Okay, we are business owners, we're not excuse makers. So I'm going to just pull out, obviously I didn't plan to do this, but pull out a piece of paper. Okay, so these are 12 by 12 papers. Let me just tuck this back. I have everything organized. Okay. Now, the other thing that you do need to have with your business, if you are running a successful business, you need to have order forms. Okay, and go into the Scentsy family store, order yourself proper order forms. Every single order should be printed on an order form, because on the back it has their buyer's right to cancel and all the information that they need. If you have been running your business like a hobby and keeping track of order forms on Post-it notes or in a work notebook of some sort, I want to challenge you today. Please, please, this is a business expense, which we're going to be talking about a little bit later about business expenses, income and expenses. But this is a business expense that is expected of consultants. You need to treat your business like a real business. If you worked at, or sorry, if you opened a franchise for some donut shop, let's say, and you were doing orders and you didn't have a proper receipt with the franchise information on it, that would be a problem and people would not take you seriously. Okay, so same thing. I really, going back to day 1 when we were talking about mindset, you really, really, really need to treat your business like a business. Okay, so going back to the piece of paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, this is hard to do because I have to hold it up because I'm, like I said, I was not planning on doing this, but let's do this. Okay, so now it's folded in half. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an order form and I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to see that there's this much extra space. Okay. So from this point, so I'm going to open it up, and from that pinch point, I'm going to fold it up. Okay. Let's see if I can get this even. Okay. So from that pinch point, I'm now creating myself a folder. Okay. We have to learn how to work smart. Okay. This is not complicated. So there you go. If you don't have any kind of file folder, this is how you make a file folder. Okay. So then you can open it up. You can see it already has pockets and you just slip your orders into there. Okay. Now, there you go. So you need 3 folders. Okay. No excuses. If you don't have folders right now and you have to go out and get scrapbook paper or get 3 folders, don't stop watching this video. Okay. In the meantime, what you can do is you can take a Post-it note. If you don't have a Post-it note, you can write on a piece of scrap paper. It doesn't matter. The point is not the items. The point is the action. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to have 3 folders or 3 piles or whatever you can do today. You're going to have these headings. So let me just show it to you this way. Okay. So the first one is orders that are ready to go. So these are to be ordered. Okay. So you had a customer who called you today and they gave you an order and you filled out the order form and you put it in the to be ordered folder. Now, a good business habit to get into, something I've been doing for almost 12 years, I have always let my customers know that I have an order going in on Friday at 7 p.m. Actually, when I first joined, I would do the 15th and the 30th. But now that I am a seasoned consultant and this is our full-time job, we order every Friday at 7 p.m. All of my customers know this. All of my VIPs know this. Anyone who orders from me will hear, thank you so much for your order. That's going to go in on Friday at 7 o'clock. Okay. Of course, I do add on, would you like to reach out to 2 friends to get in on this order with you? And they normally do. So we talked about that the other day in a video. So you're going to have the to be ordered folder. And this is where you keep every order that you take that you have not placed in the workstation yet. Everything that you have taken goes in one folder. Okay, so that could be, if you have this folder, doesn't matter, right on the front, to be ordered. Okay. The second folder is going to be, I paperclip, I'm not even showing you, I paperclip and I put a little, I don't want to show you people's information, but I put a little thing and I have what the order number was, because oftentimes I have multiples going in at once. So I have them all together so that I can write my thank you notes while I am waiting for the order to arrive. Okay, so this is orders placed pending arrival. This is an action folder for me. This is an action folder for me to place the order. This is an action folder for me to write my thank you notes. Okay. The third folder that you need is orders delivered. So once you have delivered the order or you've seen that it has shipped and you have the tracking number, this is orders delivered. Okay. Your action for orders delivered is follow-ups. So those are the 3 folders you need. I can tell you, if we live in a high forest fire area zone, if we were to get evacuated, this is what I would take. I can run my business as long as I have these 3 folders. Very, very important. You keep everything in one place. You treat your business like a business and it will reward you like a business. Okay, so maybe you have 3 of these kinds of folders. It doesn't matter. What the shape of the folder is irrelevant. It's what you actually do with the orders. So maybe for right now, for today, it means that you're going to just paperclip your to be ordered. And you can put a sticky note or you can put a piece of paper. It doesn't matter. To be ordered. Okay, the second one, orders placed pending arrival. The third one, orders delivered. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to do follow-up. I did allude to it the other day, but I'm going to go over it again because it is so important. The fortune truly is in the follow-up. Okay, so I did a training. Actually, I think it might even be here on my YouTube channel. I did a training for a group that I was a leader in May, and I taught them how to do follow-up. And I feel that 80% of the people watched my video and got caught up on my folder that I used and completely lost track of the whole point of what I was showing them. So I'm hesitant to show you my follow-up folder because I think you're going to get distracted. So I'm not going to show it to you right now. I'll show it to you after I explain how to do follow-ups. Okay. So here's the thing that you need to know. I do recommend getting paper clips. That is a standard business expense that you can have. Those are from the dollar store, $1 for, I don't know, 100 at least paper clips. Okay. So I have my little bunch of paper clips and I use these little post-it notes. I do get these from the dollar store. I feel like I need to reiterate, when I said earlier, you don't want to have post-it notes all over the place with your orders, what I meant was like somebody, like you get this and you just write on it real quick, like Sue wants 6 Camu bars. Like this is not an order form. Fill it out properly. Okay, so I do obviously use post-it notes, but not for customer orders. Okay, not for information like that. I take 1 extra second and I pull out an order form. I actually keep my order forms within arm's length of where I sit at my desk so that I have no excuse. Okay, I also have a catalog on top of my order forms. So I have everything in one place. I don't have to ever go searching for it. I just wrote on here consultant copy, and then I keep all of my order forms underneath. I have a stack of them and I just keep them underneath, and they're right here within arm's length of where I usually get my orders, which is online, my email, my Facebook, my project broadcast, or my phone, which is also right here. Okay, so everything is in one place, and that is a really key component to running a business. If you have order forms in the car and not at your desk, that does not make sense. You could have order forms in your car or in your purse or whatever, but you have to have somewhere you do the most amount of your work. If you don't currently have a workstation, I really want to encourage you to do that, whether that is, a section of your dining room table. That's fine as long as you have everything in one place. Okay, it doesn't matter. It could be in a closet, it could be in your basement. Doesn't matter where it is. You don't have to have a big office like I do. I've been doing this for almost 12 years. I'm a superstar director. I can afford to have space in my home, which is a dedicated office. And I understand that that's not possible for everybody. So don't get hung up on that. Just wherever you have your space, make sure it's organized. Make sure you have your 3 folders in place and that you have your phone charged at all times. Okay, so let's talk about follow-ups. So if I pull out my orders, and these are orders that have been delivered. Okay, one thing to know is that most Scentsy customers, they have done report on report on report on this for the last number of years. On average, the number of days between somebody receiving their order and when they are ready to place their next order is 7 days. So if you are not following up with your customer, they're probably going to order from somebody else. Okay, so bear that in mind. Most customers are ready to place their second order as soon as their first order arrives within 7 days. It is your job to follow up with your customers and offer amazing customer service. Okay, now there are 3 components to follow-ups. The first one is just to make sure that they received everything, which you know they have because you've either dropped it off if you're doing deliveries, which I don't recommend. We're going to talk about that with income and expenses. But you've watched their tracking and you've seen it's been delivered. That is part of your job. Okay. So it's been delivered. You're going to call and you're going to follow up within 2 days. And you're going to say, hey, Sally, it's Jen. I noticed that your order was delivered and I wanted to make sure that you're happy with everything. And they might tell you, oh, you know what? I got my box, but I haven't opened it yet. And you can say, oh, well, do you have a minute? I don't mind waiting while you open it just to make sure it's everything that you expected. Okay. Most of the time they're going to go, yeah, sure. Let me put you on hold for a second and they'll run and grab it or whatever. So the first call is purely a customer service follow-up call. You are making sure that they're happy with everything that they received. If they get a warmer and the light bulb doesn't work, that's important for you to know so that you can get another light bulb to them as quickly as possible. Because if their light bulb doesn't work, their warmer's not working. If their warmer's not working, they're not going through their wax. If they're not going through their wax, they're not going to be ordering again from you. Okay, so please remember what your job, if you want to be making money with your Scentsy business, treat it like a business, do your customer service follow-ups, do your job. Okay, so you're going to follow up. The second follow-up call that you're going to do is going to be done 2 weeks later. Okay, you're going to call and you're going to say, or you can text or you can do a voice clip on Facebook, it doesn't matter, but you're going to follow up and you're going to say, hey, I just wanted to make sure that you're loving your new warmer, that you have it set up in the right spot. I would love to see a picture of it. If you want to take a picture of it in your house and post it on your social media and tag me, I will enter you into my monthly draw, or like whatever. That is a personal special. You can offer that one-on-one. You could do a monthly draw for a scent circle. You can mail that out. It's very inexpensive to mail a scent circle. That's your choice. You can do whatever you want, but the more eyeballs that you can get on on Scentsy that is associated with you as the consultant, the better it's going to be. Okay. So when I look at my pile and I see orders delivered, okay, so this chunk was my last order. So I'm going to follow up with, say, 4 or 5 people. And then I'm going to move these people. I can take a Post-it note and I can write the date that's 2 weeks out from today. I can either stick it, right on there. I like to put my sticky notes underneath my, I'll show you. This is how I like to do it. And then you put the week 2 weeks out. Okay, so then, and you're going to put it in another area, or you can leave it in your delivered folder, and you're going to have the date on there when you need to follow up again. Because before you hang up with them after the 2-day call, you're going to say, by the way, I'm just going to check in with you real quick in 2 weeks and make sure you're still happy with everything once it's warming. Okay, so they are expecting you to make that second call. And you're going to be following up with them to make sure that they actually like it. A lot of times they have a scent, and they're actually not super crazy about it. You want to know that information so that you can either replace it with a free bar, or you want to exchange it for something better. And then you could use the bar that they've used a cube out of. You can use that as samples. So that is a business expense. You can use it as samples for other people. Okay, but you have to be offering the best customer service available. Otherwise, they're going to find somebody new. The other thing is, if you follow up with them and they're like, you know what, it was so great for like the first few days, but I actually don't even smell anything anymore. Okay, we need to know that, because they don't understand that they have to change their wax. And so this is a really great opportunity for you to teach them what to do with their Scentsy wax warmers. Some people just order online and you never had a conversation with them. So you haven't been able to tell them yet that they have to change their wax. So this is your opportunity to offer amazing customer service. You're going to say, oh, actually, I must have forgotten to let you know that we have to change our wax. It never burns away. It's never going anywhere. So you can take a paper towel, you can soak it up, clean your dish, throw that out, and put in your next cube of wax. Okay, so again, call number 1, customer service call. Call number 2, customer service call. Okay, now normally they will place an order by that second call, but we're not asking for it. Okay, so very often we'll get one, but we don't have to ask for it. Call number 3 is going to happen 2 months later. So we call this the 222 system. So here, let me show you. I'm trying to cover up their information so you don't see. Okay, so this was my two-week call, and I filled in what the 2 weeks date is going to be. And then I have my 2-month call. So if it's July today, I'm going to be following up with them the first week of September. Okay, and so that's my next chunk of people. And as you go through this, it extends into further and further months. Does that make sense? So comment below if you're tracking with me 222 system, so that I know that you're following along. If you have questions, comment below. So the third call at the second month that you are going to be making is a sales call. Okay, so you're going to follow up. This is your third time following up them. They're expecting it. You've told them at the 2-week call that you'll be in touch with them in 2 months unless you hear from them otherwise. At the 2-month follow-up, so in September, you're going to follow up and you're going to say, hey, Sally, I just wanted to follow up. I'm sure you've been loving your fragrances. The ones that you ordered are actually going to be discontinued, or, you can say, we've moved into fall winter and I have some suggestions for you. Did you want me to send you a sample? Do you want the new catalog? I wanted to let you know that I am placing an order on Friday at 7 o'clock if you want to get a new 6-pack. So it's buy 5, get 1 free. Okay, so however you word it is, it's totally up to you. I don't want you to be scripting everything I'm saying. Say what comes naturally to you. Okay, so then you're going to you've done your 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. By the 2-month call, absolutely every single person should be placing an order with you again. Okay, if you do your follow-ups, people will be using the products and they will need more. If you are not doing your follow-ups, they will be going to Walmart. They will be going to another consultant. They assume that you're not interested in their business. Okay. So it's really, really important for you. And one little side note, well, a couple things. Number one, I talked about this, about the social media. We never bash another company. We never say like, oh, well, our product is better because yada, yada, yada. But one thing I do want to make sure that you know, okay, as a business owner, you should know this information, that Walmart wax is actually the same price as Scentsy wax if they buy a 6-pack. Okay. So that is something important to know. It's not that it's cheaper. It's just sometimes a little more convenient because they can grab it while they're also grabbing their groceries or whatever. So just know that in advance. If you have questions about that, you can comment below and I can show you. But really, that's something that you should be working out on your own as a business owner, is what what prices are and how we compare. And so it's never to bash them, but it's just, you can say, oh, well, did you know we actually, our prices are the same per cube. It's a very simple equation when you work it out. Okay, so let's say I've now taken all of my orders and I can either keep track of them in my folder, orders delivered, okay? And I can use that to hold everything in one place. So these ones, I have my date for 2 days. These ones, I have my date for my date for 2 weeks. And these ones I have as my date for 2 months. Okay. And this scatters, of course, right? So the folder that I was going to not let you get distracted by, I also bought at a dollar store here in Canada. The folder itself is not important. Okay. So keeping it in here is a-okay. The folder that I shared in that training that everyone went gaga for was this rainbow folder. And it's just a very simple system where you're going to put your 2 days. I should turn it so you guys don't see the names, but anyways, 2 days, and then 2 weeks, and then 2 months. And then what you find is that they scatter so that every month they go, you're doing your follow-ups. Now, as somebody places a new order, so that's what it would look like. Okay. So 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. And so when somebody places an order at the 2-month follow-up or at the 2-week follow-up, you're starting the process over again. Okay. So you're going to put it into orders to be placed. And that Friday at 7 o'clock, you're placing that order. And then you're going to have it pending arrival. And then you're going to have it delivered. And you're going to go through the process once again. Okay. Now, one thing to know just crossed my mind and now I've forgotten about it. Oh my goodness. To be ordered pending arrival, and orders delivered. I've lost my train of thought. Sorry. Anyways, if you have any questions about this, please comment below. Again, please do not use the excuse, well, I don't have a fancy folder. Don't have to have a fancy folder. If you don't have scrapbook paper, use a paper clip. Like, stop with the excuses and let's just get down to work, because the sooner you can do your follow-up, the more money you are going to make. Now, one thing I did want to share with you guys was how to look up. Oh, I know, before I go to that, I want to share with you, if you have never done a follow-up call ever in your life, it's okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to follow up and you're going to say, Hi, Sally. I know it's been a long time since I reached out to you. I apologize. Just wanted to let you know I have a Scentsy order going in on Friday at 7 o'clock if you need any light bulbs. That makes it very simple. They know exactly what you're talking about because they're a Scentsy and light bulb. They're going to connect those dots. And they're going to know that you're still selling Scentsy and you have an order going in on Friday at 7. So even if they've been buying from somebody else, you could have this opportunity to get them back as a customer. And then you're going to wow them with your new customer service follow-up system. Okay, does that make sense? So one thing I wanted to share with you is on my workstation is how to actually do follow-ups if you have not been keeping order forms. Okay, so starting today, please commit to me that you are going to start using order forms. But if you have not been, I'm going to show you how you can do a follow-up another way. Okay, so I don't know how to blur my workstation so you can't see numbers, but please be just mindful that it matters to me that you're seeing not really people's information, but anyways. Okay, so let me do a quick screen share. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at the workstation and you're going to go to orders and then you're going to click on order history. From here, you're going to search by product name. Okay, you could go by customer name or whatever. But in this case, I'm going to look up a product name. Let me think. Let's say Peppermint Dreams. Actually, let me put in Christmas Cottage because that will be coming out in the future. Okay, so if I put in cottage, I'm going to have to change my date range here. Let's say from 2011. So you can see these are all orders that have had Christmas Cottage in them. So in September, when I start to follow up with people for fall winter, I can very easily find lots and lots of customers who have ordered Christmas Cottage in the past. Now, I'm going on an assumption that it's going to come back for the next fall winter catalog, which I really don't know if it will or not. But I'm just showing you as an example how you can look this stuff up. Okay. Now, yesterday, you can see, I mean, I still haven't even got to them all, but yesterday, I was talking about Paradise Punch. So let's put that in. So Paradise Punch, this is a current product, and I can look here and I can see all the people who have had Paradise Punch in their orders, and I can follow up with them and I'll say, hey, did you know that we have Paradise Punch back again? I know you've ordered it in the past. Just wanted to let you know I have an order going in on Friday at 7 p.m. Okay. The more you can get into the habit of telling people when you have orders going in, the more like a business you're going to be treating it, and the more like a business they will treat you. Okay. So if you have any other questions, please comment below so that I can respond to them. I'm in my office by myself trying to think of all these things that you might be wondering. But if I'm missing anything, don't hesitate. Please comment below so that I can answer that question. Because if you have that question, chances are pretty high that somebody else has that question as well. But you're just going to do your follow-ups that way. When somebody places an order, of course, you're going to say, thank you so much for your order. Would you like to reach out to 2 friends who would want to get in on that order with you so that you can split the $14 flat rate shipping? That's the shipping here in Canada. And they're usually going to say, yes, please, because they don't want to pay $14 shipping. They want to split it with friends. I do not pay shipping for customers ever. I always charge a minimum of 10% or it's $14 direct ship. But we're going to talk about that more when we get to the income and expenses and personal specials. So without further ado, I will see you tomorrow.